Up next, the Jazz taking on the Thunder. For the Jazz, they've been rolling all year, and nobody can seem to slow them down. At home tonight, they're looking for their next victim. Thunder, Jazz, only on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And here we go, everybody. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Utah Jazz matched up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Looking at the Thunder, they lost Game 1 in this matchup earlier this season. They'll see them 4 times in all, looking to even the series with a win tonight. One thing we're seeing, Kenny, certain teams that started off hot are now falling by the wayside.
Man, that happens every year, Arnie. This is nothing new. No surprise. Everyone does it. The league catches up to them at some point.
You know, after teams adjust to you, you have to adjust back. If you can't, shows you weren't all that to begin with.
Very true, very true. Here's Kevin Harlan as we get ready for the tip.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and beside me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sidelines. D.A., take it away.
Well, the writing was on the wall for the end of the grit and grind era in Memphis. So Mike Conley, the Grizzlies' all-time leader in points, assists, three-pointers, and games played, knew it was time for him to part ways with the organization. And joining Utah, Conley is on a team with a chance to once again compete deep into the playoffs. And Kevin, he's a significant upgrade for the Jazz.
You're right, D.A., a big lift for their offense. And he defends, too. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Gobert.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul. And it's Bazley in at the 3 slot. And for Utah, Mitchell and Bogdanovich, they're the wings. Rudy Gobert is out there with Davis. And it's Conley in at the 1. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Mitchell outside. It's Bogdanovich on the wing. Shot clock at 5. Launches a 3. Here's Gobert. The shot comes out. Adams, some nice D. And Adams has got the ball here for Oklahoma City. Conley against Paul. Pass to Adams. Here's Bazley. Over Mitchell. The shot by Bazley, no good. Ball against Conley. Mitchell wide open. Here's Davis. The shot misses. So the Thunder will take it the other way.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
You expect him to make that, especially from that distance.
Here's Conley. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
That breaks their string of misses. Now 1 for 5. You can feel their sense of relief.
Paul against Conley. Gallinari left side. Bogdanovich grabs the miss. Utah's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Mitchell. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
Few players in the league do a better job of finding the open man than Conley.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Really had troubles in the loss to Portland. Here's Mitchell. They get it back. The dish now to Gobert. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Adams, some nice D. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Despite his slim frame, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is showing enough strength to take the hit and complete the play.
And it's Conley with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Mitchell outside. 6 on the shot clock. There's the pass to Davis. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
Yes, the other team is feeding off that enthusiasm. You have to try and match that energy.
Gobert double-teamed, passes it to Conley. Now, here's Mitchell. He's coming off a 25-point game against Memphis. Another miss by Utah.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Bogdanovich. Mitchell's got 5.
That's the result of hard work. Mitchell just gets better and better off the bounce.
Conley against Paul. Pass to Baisley. Back to Paul. Lets it go from deep. A three-pointer is right on target.
There isn't more aware player on the court. Chris Paul sees everything all the time.
Conley feeling it out. To the paint. Here's Gobert. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And, Smitty, one thing I like about Gallinari, he's doing more things on the court as he ages.
I totally agree. He used to be out there only to shoot, but that hasn't been the case for a while now. Still scores, but his rebounding has improved, and he's done a good job of driving and drawing fouls.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Smitty, as tough as they are on D, the Jazz have been middle of the pack offensively. How do they improve there?
You know, GA, they can be a top 10 offense. The 2 things that have held them back are turnovers and poor free throw shooting.
That one drops. He ties it up. Smitty, the increased pace of the game, how does that affect players, you think, trying to get through the season in terms of, say, fatigue?
You know, I think for the teams that those coaches understand, they do a great job of playing 10, 11, 12 guys throughout the season. It usually bodes well. It's those organizations that's going 6, 7, only 8 deep. You see those guys start to fatigue, and any injury, then you really see it shows up on paper and on the floor when you're not a deep team. And all quarter long, it's been the same story, inconsistent with his offense.
And then Mitchell hit the dunk.
Well, beyond the production, Mitchell gives this team energy, spirit. They ride off his adrenaline.
And here is Paul. 20 points for him last game against Portland.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
Now, here is Gallinari. Trailing by 2. Baisley. Here's Adams. Pass to Baisley. The Thunder with another miss.
It's so hard to keep the defense honest when you miss wide open looks like that.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And at 6'3", Donovan Mitchell able to play shooting guard or point guard. Smitty, what do you think is his best position?
You know, Kevin, he will tell you he can do both. Versatile enough to play and defend multiple positions, but I like him at the 2-guard position.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D-Wade with how he plays.
And Mitchell drops them both. You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Now, here is Gallinari. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Rebounded by the Jazz. Gobert's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Bogdanovich kicks to Conley. Bogdanovich looking around, trying to get open as Davis. Another miss by Utah.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And Schroeder entrusted to run this offense, making the right call.
And so it's Utah here with the ball. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, and I think the perimeter game is what helped them in that one. Consistent from out beyond the arc.
We talk a lot about shot selection, and we saw why. You want to avoid empty possessions.
That's why you never quit battling on the offensive glass.
And that's a nice reward for his effort. The flush, perfect.
Working hard, beating everyone to the ball. He does this night in and night out.
Here's Adams following the bucket by the Jazz. And that one's good. Schroeder.
Not one to back down inside. Schroeder likes to get right into the teeth of the defense.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz. The pass to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Passes to Conley. Fires the 3. Count it. His second make in 4 attempts.
And this is something Conley's worked on since entering the league, his ability to stretch the floor.
Schroeder kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Schroeder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Adams, the pass to Schroeder. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Bogdanovich left side. The fader. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Michael Conley picks one up.
And for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, his size at the point guard spot is a huge bonus for him. Allows him to switch onto most other players on defense when dealing with picks.
And the first one at the line is good. And one of the reasons they targeted Gilgeous-Alexander was because of his size.
Big guards aren't easy to find, Kevin, and they help coaches' defensive scheme. Every team looks to get a switch into a bad defensive matchup. If your PG isn't an option, the offense has to work that much harder.
Now the spotlight usually is on the head coach. But Smitty, what makes for a great assistant coach on a staff in your eyes?
Well, I think when he has a great relationship with the coaches and also he has a great relationship with the players. I also love the assistant coaches that are very detailed, and also some of those guys, they have great insight on what a coach can see. It's still a team, and there's some great assistants out there.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all 3 levels.
Ferguson's checked in for Gilgeous-Alexander. And both free throws good for Clarkson.
They may not get the spotlight, but the Utah Jazz are one of the best run teams in the NBA. They're run as a legacy trust. That means every dime of profit goes back into the team.
The shot's good from Robertson.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Moutier looking around. Not going to go that time. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Steve, you were talking about the reinvestment for the Jazz. An upgraded arena, new practice facilities.
Necessary moves, you know this, to stay competitive. The Jazz fans love their team, and they're showing that commitment in return.
To the middle, here's Bradley. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Pass to Robertson. Stolen by Clarkson. For the finish. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Now here's Schroeder. Out to the wing. Muscala finds Robertson. Clock at 4. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Ferguson for 3, and it's Bradley with the rebound. Utah leading by 7. Up top, Moutier. He's covered by Muscala. Shoots from the right block. Moutier, no good. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And Noel throws it down.
And Schroeder becoming a more consistent floor general out there.
A minute 20 left in the first. Pass to Ingles. Back to Moutier. Kicks it out to Bradley. Here's Williams-Goss. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pulls up. Utah gets it back. Here's Ingles. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Joe Ingles has made himself into an offensive threat, and defenses have taken notice.
And his teammates call him old man, say he looks like a 40-year-old farmer. Joe Ingles, Smitty, much more than meets the eye.
You know what, Kevin? He's a star in his role. He's gotten better and better. He's a guy who can impact winning on a nightly basis.
First free throw is good.
And what we're seeing lately from Ingles, he's a two-way threat, has the size, length, and instincts to affect both ends of the floor. There's a built-in respect for coaches who played in the NBA. The Jazz, Quinn Snyder, never made it that far. But as a point guard, he helped Duke make 3 Final Four appearances.
And it's Moutier with the ball. He brings it up for Utah. They lead by 7. It's stolen by Schroeder. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up.
Drawing contact inside. Dennis Schroeder using his reach and quickness to compensate for his height disadvantage.
For Oklahoma City, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
That's good from Schroeder.
And you know, Dennis Schroeder, from the moment he came into the league, showed tremendous confidence. He's never been the type to back down.
Schroeder hits them both.
We've seen him put a lot of pressure on the defense and then cash in at the line.
Moutier against Schroeder, and there's the pass to Clarkson. 17 seconds left here in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. Here's Moutier. Misses the baby hook. Here's Ferguson. Here's Schroeder. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Schroeder's got 6 points.
One sign of a great playmaker, hitting his man in stride.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing, and just I think it's because I watch so much basketball.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits, what they like to do, gives them a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from what we've seen from the Jazz so far, what's your take?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
Joe Ingles is out there with Clarkson. Then there's Emmanuel Moutier. Then there's Bradley, and it's Williams-Goss in at the shooting guard. That's the group right now for Utah. Steve, the player tracking data is kind of an interesting thing. It's a big part of scouting now. In fact, AI can accumulate that right from the TV feed, which to me is amazing.
It is. I think if it doesn't distract or take away from our game, to have that type of information live and from a player being able to play in a game, I think is helpful for everything, for scouting, for, I would say, health reasons, for guys, conditioning. I love it, as long as it doesn't distract from the game.
That's a good point. Now, here's Clarkson. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Memphis, and the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul. No one near Moutier as he lets it go. Thunder with the rebound. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. They're in the midst of a 4-game road trip right now. That'll be game number 3. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
Chris Paul's checked in for Oklahoma City. Utah leading. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Connects from three-point range. Clarkson's got 7.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, "I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it." And Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz, DA. Thank you. So it's the Jazz now. The Thunder making the shot.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen. That's the pass you want. Orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And so it's Moutier with it. They'll bring it up for Utah. Outside Bradley. Moutier finds Clarkson. Back to Moutier. Passes it to Clarkson. Swiped away. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. And slam dunk by Noel.
With the basketball in hand, no one is more patient than Paul. Waits for his man to break free.
For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Moutier against Paul. Another miss by Utah. Well, Thunder have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
It's deflected. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Clarkson. No good from outside. The Thunder with the lead. Inside. And Noel throws it down.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Knocks it loose. Williams-Goss, the pass to Ingles. It's blocked, and they get it back. And here are the Thunder now. They've got an 8-0 run. And the dunk by Robertson.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever. And dropping the sledgehammer there, he curbs a 10-0 run by the Thunder.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander, covered by Mitchell. And, oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Ball against Conley. He kicks to Bogdanovich. 5 on the clock. Shot from the top of the key. Jazz working now with the fresh shot clock. And Davis gets it to go.
Effort play, pursuing the basketball. Love how he puts in the work.
Well, Thunder have gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Mitchell. Ball against Conley. Paul kicks to Noel. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 6 assists in the game.
If there's one thing Paul does best, it's running an offense, finding the best look.
Jazz trail by 4. Outside Conley. He dishes it to Mitchell. Gobert trying to get open. Here's Davis. And at last, they get one to fall. Davis has got 4 points in the quarter. Paul with the ball. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Gallinari on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Ready by Bogdanovich.
And really, that is why he is feared as a defender. Right in your face on that shot.
Moved his feet, timed it perfectly. That's how you get stops. Love it.
Now, here's Mitchell. No good. That would have tied it.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
Gallinari passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot missing. Good D by Mitchell.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Gobert dishes to Bogdanovich. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And to begin his career, teams happy to send Gobert to the free throw line. His free throw shooting has been a focus.
And you look back at that 2013 draft, just call it the year of the sleeper Euros. Giannis Antetokounmpo taken 15th, and this guy, Rudy Gobert, selected with the 27th pick.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Gobert. And, you know, Greg, hindsight always being 20/20. The Greek Freak and Gobert probably go first and second in that 2013 draft.
Yeah, and Steven Adams probably top 4. The common thread, all of them play a hard-nosed style, not something that's always associated with foreign-born players, but they're erasing that perception.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And it's never too early to start looking at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. There's no doubt it'll be a terrific showdown of some of the game's best athletes.
And it seems like each year the bar keeps getting set higher. I mean, more props, crazier concepts to the competition, the level of dunks. I think this is going to be a good one.
You look at Mitchell, almost all the way up there in the top spot. I don't know if he'll make it to number 1, but you'd have to say he's going to be a part of the contest for sure.
It's looking that way, and the contest will be a lot better off having him in it. He always puts on a show.
And so that's the breakdown as it currently stands. We'll be keeping you all updated with the latest info and, of course, our final list of contestants as we get closer.
Yeah, and if they don't invite me to be a judge, I'm still going.
Here's Conley. Steven Adams making his last shot. Conley, the pass to Davis. And here is Mitchell. It's deflected. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for Utah. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Minnesota where they'll take on the Timberwolves. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Lock at 6. Floats one up. Gallinari with the rebound.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
The ability to alternate tempo off the bounce. This is how Gilgeous-Alexander keeps defenders guessing.
Jazz trail by 6. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Pass to Mitchell. Back to Conley. The Jazz working the ball around now. Here's Davis. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. Pass to Baisley. Now Paul. He's covered by Bogdanovich. Paul passes to Baisley. Back to Paul. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Schroeder.
And he's fallen out of favor a little bit in their offense, at least compared to how he was being used earlier in the season. His usage percentage is down over the past 5 games. Maybe he'll be more involved here tonight.
Now here's Conley. A 17-point game for him in the win against Memphis.
And some of the passes he threaded through the defense were just incredible. He made it look so easy. A beautiful bounce pass on the deck. He put it only where his man could get it.
Conley against Paul. Gallinari trying to get open. Paul's shot is off.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
The Thunder with the lead. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 6 points for him. The Thunder with another miss. Looking to end his cold spell. They get the rebound. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 13.
This is what impressed scouts with Mitchell. 6'10" wingspan for a player who is 6'3". That's going to get you some rebounds.
Now here's Paul to the inside. Baisley.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And the Jazz players are appreciating how strong the Jazz organization's response was last season to some fans who crossed the line using discriminatory racial language against Russell Westbrook.
Chairman Gail Miller, I thought, did an excellent job. She got all over this and got out ahead of it. Reminded them as a community, we're better than this. It's all about respect.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Jazz have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
The first one falls, and every so often, Steve, we'll see 2 teammates fighting over a rebound. You ever have a teammate upset with you for stealing his rebound?
A lot, Kevin. All the bigs I played with, those guys hated when guards came in. They would elbow you, and if you're on their same team, saying get out of here, especially for a lot of those bigs. It was a lot of rebound incentives in their contract, so they wanted to grab every rebound.
Yeah, they've gone away from the triple as they look to protect this lead.
Jazz trail by 3. Here's Williams-Goss. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Ingles passes to Clarkson. Davis with it. And here's Clarkson. From 12 feet out. Second chance shot. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. The Jazz have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Bradley's checked in for Gobert. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for the Thunder. And that one falls for Davis.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
46 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Schroeder. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
Emmanuel Moutier's checked in for Ed Davis.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Now, here's Clarkson. D right on him. The lob to Bradley. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Schroeder passes to Ferguson. Back to Schroeder. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Schroeder's got 10 points in the game.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
From deep 3-point range, and he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Thunder lead by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. When we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. During one stretch, they trailed by 7, never falling behind too far. They took control of the game in the second quarter, coming back to take a 2-point lead into the locker room with them. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, if you can't shoot the ball, you might want to stop chucking it up. They keep trying the 3, but it's not going down. They're relying too much on the 3 ball. Way too much. It's good when it's falling for you, but when it's not, you have to try something else.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Donovan Mitchell really making a difference here.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Baisley in at the small forward position. Now here's Conley, the fast break opportunity. Bogdanovich wide open. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And you just have to admire that aggressive nature of Bogdanovich. He's just itching to pull the trigger as soon as the ball hits his hand.
Now here's Paul. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the neck.
Here is Paul. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. And Davis sends it back. Conley with a wide open look. Offensive rebound. Nice shot by Gobert. And it's a 5-point Utah lead.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
And he recovers it. Mitchell's shot is good. Thunder trailing by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Conley against Paul. Gallinari left side. To halt the run and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Ed Davis.
This is what you like about Gallinari. Spends a lot of time on the perimeter, but has the size to attack inside.
Gallinari hits them both. Well, last season, a bit of a renaissance for Gallinari.
And the way Gallinari stepped up last season, Kevin, was a big reason the Clippers were as strong as they were. Now, on the other side of 30, he's been playing some of his best basketball here of late.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The pass to Baisley. Adams outside. Passes it to Baisley. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got his 3rd basket of the night.
This is where you'll often find Gilgeous-Alexander. He definitely does work in the paint.
Utah leading by 3. High post, Gobert. Dishes it to Mitchell. High arcing shot. That one goes in. Mitchell's got 17 now.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Paul goes in. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Outside Conley. Here's Mitchell. Off target with his 3.
One made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here's Paul. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. He's got 5.
This is why Chris Paul is a winner. He is far from the biggest guy on the floor, but that does not keep him from being fearless on the drive.
Outside Conley. Outside Bogdanovich. Here's Davis, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And you can see the second chance points now starting to be a major factor.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Noel's checked in. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Conley against Paul. Out left to the wing. 4 on the shot clock. The shot by Baisley, no good. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Up again. Davis on the follow. Davis has got the lead up to 8 now for Utah.
And you really can't say that it's like they've been lights out here on this run, but they are just getting a lot of second chance opportunities.
Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got 8. And Smitty, as his rookie season wore on, Gilgeous-Alexander looked more and more comfortable.
Yes, his scoring is mostly near the basket as he's still working on that outside shot. But it's easy to see why this team is so high on him and sees him as a big part of their future.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. And the Thunder making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Conley with it. He's got 5. On the wing, Mitchell. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Conley, the pass to Davis. And Adams sends it back. Here's Baisley. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 11 rebounds in the game. And Dennis Schroeder gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Oklahoma City on D. Gobert finds Bogdanovic. Conley for 3.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Thunder trailing by 6. Now Schroeder. He's got 10. Over to the left wing. And stolen by Bogdanovic. And it's Conley that time on the assist from Bogdanovic. 7 points for Conley.
Mike Conley is incredible in transition, using his ridiculous speed to beat everyone down the court.
Schroeder passes to Baisley. Adams down low. Gobert on him. 5 to shoot. The shot. The Thunder with another miss. Jazz leading by 8. And it's Bogdanovic off the drive. High post, Davis. Kicks to Mitchell. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
Just look at the way Mitchell's built. The strength in the upper body.
Thunder trailing by 10. Now here's Schroeder. Pass to Baisley. Out to the right wing. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Yep, it counts. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 in the quarter.
Showing he can take over on the offensive end. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Utah Jazz. And the Jazz call time here. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Davis. Jordan Clarkson comes in for Bogdanovic. And it's Moutier in for Mike Conley. Now, here's Mitchell. 19 points in the game. Shot clock at 6. From deep, Ingles. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Schroeder outside. Here's Ferguson. Kicks it to Noel. And out of bounds as Utah gains possession.
And checking out some numbers for Mitchell. Just an incredible month of basketball. Putting up about 25 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Here's Moutier. Hits the jumper in space. Moutier's got the lead up to 10 now for the Jazz. Oklahoma City shooting 47%, pretty solid. Schroeder looking around. Here's Ferguson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Jazz leading by 8. Here's Williams-Goss. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Count it.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Schroeder. And he overshot that one, missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Back to Muscala. It's not going to go for him. Gobert with the defensive effort. Pass to Ingles. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Jazz lead by 12.
It's been their Achilles heel defensively. They just have not been able to control that backcourt.
The pass to Muscala. Passes it to Ferguson.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. First in rebounding. And, of course, he's the #1 shot blocker in the league. Just an imposing presence inside.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. That one misses. Jazz leading by 11. And here's Clarkson. He has 7. They swipe it. Here's Ferguson. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the foul goes against Utah. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
And the first one drops. So he gets them both. Clarkson with the ball. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And Gobert kicks to Moutier. Picked his pocket. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And with that, the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Ferguson.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Utah's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. But players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down to just 3 on the basket from Schroeder.
Schroeder has speed to burn, but also has a great feel for finding angles to convert on the drive.
Now, here's Clarkson, guarded closer. He kicks it to Moutier. Utah gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Now, here's Schroeder. He's got 12. The dish to Robertson. Here's Ferguson. Schroeder outside. Just 5 to shoot. Trying to get open is Robertson. Here's Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
They're bringing the energy, the hustle, the fight, and they also didn't give up on that possession.
Now, here's Moutier. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Now, Gobert. Clarkson on the wing. Rebound by Muscala. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on an 11-2 run. Pass to Ferguson. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
That's tipped. Schroeder against Ingles. Schroeder passes to Ferguson. Basket good. Ferguson's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
20 seconds left to play in the third. Now, here's Clarkson. He's got 7. It'll count. No good on the last second attempt there. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Utah out in front, leading by a point. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Very unselfish. If you appreciate teamwork, this is the kind of play that will get you up out of your seat.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So on the floor for Utah. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert. Williams-Goss is out there with Emmanuel Moutier, and it's Clarkson in at the 3. Here's Paul after the basket by Utah. Kicks it to Muscala, takes the 13-footer. They get it back. Gobert with the block. Here's Williams-Goss. No good on the triple. Thunder trailing by 3. Paul looking over the floor. Pass to Robertson. And here's Gallinari. He's covered by Clarkson. Pulls up on the wing, and that one's good. Schroeder.
Typically playing the role of catalyst. This time, Schroeder's the one who gets set up.
One minute now into this fourth quarter. Moutier against Paul. Moutier pass to Gobert. And here's Moutier. Beyond the arc. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
A nice shot by Gallinari.
Against physical D, Gallinari with the improved strength and body control to finish.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Utah calls timeout.
The wheels have come off a little bit leading up to this timeout. He has taken some low percentage shots, and it's killing the flow of their offense. More motion, more ball movement, that should lead to better looks for him and for the entire team.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle. He said, look, you guys are playing physical, and I like that, but it has to be under control. We've committed way too many fouls. We've allowed way too many foul shots. Kevin?
Now here's Conley. Shot clock at 5. Utah needs to get off a shot here. And Gobert kicks to Conley. And the pass to Davis. Tries again. Some solid defense from Gallinari.
There's the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
Utah trailing here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Right side, Conley. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Here's Paul. Finished off the break.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Conley with it. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Gobert. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
The evolution of Gobert's offense, much more fluid now at that end.
Conley against Paul. Gallinari left side. The baseline J. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 9 assists now tonight.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Jazz trail by 3. Outside Conley. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And they've shown a little extra hustle on the offensive glass here in the second half. Second chance points are starting to add up for them, and they can use every one of them.
You know, it's tougher to get recognition in a small market like Utah, Smitty. Rudy Gobert says he has to do 3 times as much to draw attention.
And at the same time, his focus is still on team and winning. His leadership is very important to them.
A free throw drops for Gobert.
Growing before our eyes, the confidence of Gobert, comfortable doing a little of everything now.
And Gobert drops them both. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul. Here's Paul. Goes up on the wing.
Love how seriously Conley takes his defense, closing out on shooters whenever he's nearby.
Outside Bogdanovich. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Thunder have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Paul passes to Gallinari. It's stolen by Gobert. Here's Mitchell trying to get open as Davis. They get it again. Davis on the follow. And the Jazz lead by 1.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Ball against Conley. Here's Gallinari. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
That's a beautiful pump fake. Gallinari is a crafty offensive player who knows how to keep the defense guessing.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Gallinari.
Up and down career for Gallinari. A skilled forward with size, has struggled because of health.
Gallinari hits them both.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. One-on-one here. Paul with the ball. Now defended by Mitchell.
Here's the thing. Gallinari's a tricky cover. One year he went to the line more than 8 times a game.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Gallinari. Gallinari hits them both. Here is Conley. Pass to Davis. Mitchell against Gallinari. The drive by Mitchell. Some solid D from Paul.
He's doing what he can to help them cut into this lead. His shot just isn't quite there tonight.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Jazz trail by 5. Now Conley. Now here's Gobert. Here's Mitchell. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Adams has got 14 rebounds tonight, going after. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
This is the consistency he was looking for in the first half. Just took him a while to heat up.
And so it's Conley bringing up the ball for the Jazz. Up top, Gobert. He dishes it to Mitchell. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. And a little luck that time, but it drops. And that's now 21 points for Donovan Mitchell. Down low, here's Adams. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Adams has got the lead up to 7 now for the Thunder.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
Utah's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Floats one, and Mitchell with the layup. Mitchell's got 10 points here in the second half.
If you're guarding Donovan Mitchell, I don't know how you defend him with that little float game he has.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Danilo Gallinari.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
The Thunder leading by 5. Paul outside. Pass to Adams. Back to Paul. Fires from deep. That one misses. The Jazz go the other way with it. Now the pass to Conley. Releases from 15. Gallinari with the rebound. Thunder have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. All up top, over by Conley. To the inside, Gilgeous-Alexander.
Excellent timing on that play and a wonderful pass.
Jazz trail by 7. And here is Conley. Dishes it to Mitchell. The jump hook. 2 points. That one goes. Mitchell's got 6 points in the quarter.
It's hard to stop Donovan Mitchell from getting to his spot. The guy has everything on the offensive end.
Paul with the ball. From the arc. That one doesn't go.
Coming out of halftime, he wanted to start strong, yet the opposite happened.
Outside Conley. He kicks to Mitchell. Lays it up and banks it in. And now just a 3-point Thunder lead.
Doesn't matter to the great offensive players who's guarding them. And Donovan Mitchell is trying to become one of them.
Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Paul. Looking to get it going. Unable to get that one. Good work defensively by Conley. Here's Bogdanovich. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. To the right side. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Covered by Mitchell. And the shot goes in.
When they need a score, Shea is willing to put the offense on his shoulders.
Ball against Conley. Kicks to Mitchell. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
I'll tell you, when Mitchell gets downhill, it's usually a bucket or a foul or both.
And he makes the first.
I love Donovan Mitchell's versatility as a scorer. Half court, in transition, at the line, adapts his game to whatever the night calls for.
And Mitchell drops them both. The Thunder leading by 3. Here's Paul. Pass to Baisley. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul kicks to Adams. Rebound, Utah.
The defense was begging him to take that shot, and he took the bait, but you can't blame him.
And this is a critical possession, not one they can afford to come up empty on.
The shot's good from Paul.
When momentum is up for grabs, Chris Paul seizes the moment. He comes through when his team needs him the most.
And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Utah Jazz. It's a 5-point game. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. Drills the three-pointer.
And Bogdanovich, he's a seasoned veteran, comfortable having the rock in his hands when it's a big possession.
Now here's Paul. Gilgeous-Alexander finds Gallinari. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. Adams, the pass to Gallinari. Nice shot from 10 feet out. Gallinari's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Anytime you need a bucket, Gallinari looks to provide. Takes a lot of pride in his game.
Jazz trail by 4. Now Mitchell. Mitchell is double. To the wing right side. Now here's Gobert. 6 to shoot. Back to Mitchell. Three-pointer. The rebound by Steven Adams.
Okay, when you're trying to make a comeback, you can't be hucking up low percentage threes. You have to find a better shot within the offense.
Now Conley, after Gallinari missed from long range. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. That's good. Going 1 of 2 from the line, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
He gets them to within 1 possession, but that miss puts a lot of pressure on their defense.
Paul passes to Gallinari. Paul against Conley. Money!
When the game is close, Chris Paul is ready. An elite scorer who lives for clutch situations.
Utah calls timeout. They're down by 5. 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
Conley's shot is off.
Oh, man, he hasn't had the rhythm tonight. Tried to make up for it there, but it just wasn't meant to be.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. We've got 28 seconds left in the game. And they go to the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
Good job. Want to keep fueling that lead. Make your free throws.
Mitchell with the bounce pass. From deep, three-point range. The rebound by Steven Adams.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
And here is Paul. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Danilo, transition, big for your team. I assume that was a big focus tonight.
Yes, we want to run, and that's what we have to do every time. So that's what we did, and we played a great game.
Gallo, thanks very much. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.